There have been a few studies recently which have claimed to show that the COVID vaccines have saved many millions of lives. Some of us have showed how flawed these studies are, and in particular a study that came out of Imperial recently which claimed to show that 20 million lives were saved worldwide in the first year of the vaccine was easily debunked based on obviously flawed modelling. This is the Lancet paper, and here are their findings with the almost 20 million lives saved claim. Of course, the least vaccinated countries didn't suffer a surge of COVID deaths, which shows an obvious flaw in their assumptions. So their response to this is to demand the need for those countries to have more access to the vaccines. Also, note who funded the study. How did they get to the 20 million? They decided that in the beginning of 2021, this is how many lives would be lost to COVID if there was no vaccine. And they then compared that to the actual number of lives lost observed. I produced an analogy showing that this was like claiming I reduced the London temperatures by 60 degrees by turning on a fan in my garden at the end of July. My colleagues have said, look, there's no point in wasting your time attempting to rigorously debunk these. They should just be laughed at. But the problem is that studies like that have actually been used to close down debate about vaccine injuries. After all, if the Lancet says that 20 million lives were saved by the vaccine, then you'd have to show that at least that number of lives were killed by the vaccine in order to prove that the benefits of the vaccine didn't outweigh the risks. And if you think I'm joking about this, this was exactly the argument that was recently used in the EU Parliament to close down all debate about vaccine injuries caused by AstraZeneca vaccines. This is Iskra Reich, AstraZeneca's Executive Vice President, responding to questions about injuries and deaths caused by their vaccine. The full video of this session from Christine Anderson can be found in links in the description.
I do believe that today there is enough data that that we can look critically and make a judgment on what was the impact of the vaccines. I think the very relevant and respected medical journal, Lancet, I'm sure you are aware of it, published the very clear data saying that vaccines saved 20 million lives in the first year of the vaccination. I will stop here, and again, thank you for all your questions and your interest.